What's up, y'all? So the music player today, a little Scorcher, UK hip hop artist, a little LMA, a little Tinashe, a little old school Ice Cube, pretty much what I've been playing. But look, I want to get into it with y'all about this. Got some good stuff to talk about. Look, I love the fact that Iowa got all this hype. So I'm so optimistic because look, Ava Hayden, 6'4". Incoming freshman Layla Hayes, 6'5". Out of the transfer portal, Emily Rodriguez from UCF. She's 6 foot, or she's 6'1". I don't know. I gotta be specific. I think some people say she's 6'1". I heard 6 foot. She's 6'1". That's incredible. Addison Deal, incoming. Highest recruit for Iowa since yours truly, Caitlin Clark, 6 foot. So then you look at Hannah Stokey, 6'2". Taylor McKay, 5'9", 5'10". You look at Kylie Fearback, she got a little length to her. I'm not exactly sure how tall Kylie is, but isn't she at least 5'10", at least? And then you look at Tegan Mulaney, 6'1". You look at Taylor Strumlow, okay, she 5'9", 5'10". So we got height on this team. 5'10" is a stretch, but for a guard, it's pretty decent size. Not for obviously a 3 or 4. But yeah, you got size on Tegan, size on Ava, size on Layla, size on Addie, in terms of whether they're a center or a guard. We could play a big lineup from the 2 to the 5. So Chit Chat Wright being 5'4" doesn't do anything wrong. It's an absolute plus in my eyes because she's a fearless finisher, acrobatic, got long range, distance shot making, can make exciting plays, great passer, can dribble with the rock, creative in that way and such. And so when I look at Chit Chat's a plus to this team. That's what the footage shows. She's a freshman that's going to be a sophomore when the season rolls around, or sophomore now if you want to technically say. Same thing with Emily Rodriguez. So it's a lot to be optimistic about. In terms of lineups that you could play. We're just getting started here, but you can talk about the 3 T's, the Tantalizing Twin Towers, because you're gonna, if Jan wanted to, she could play Hannah. Wait, hold up. She could play Ava, and she could play I said Kayla. Layla. She could play Layla and Ava at the same time if they vibing right. If everything is in sync. Because you mean to tell me that 2 tall players wouldn't be a problem? We kill it on the glass. We'd be amazing. I think Ava's gonna be coming along a lot more quicker, as she already was showing towards the end of the year. And I think 5's her natural position. Now we need Hannah Stokey, obviously, to go ahead and add a jump shot, right? We obviously know we need Hannah Stokey to add a jump shot. This we know. But I'm really, really excited from the prospects on this team. And then we left out Journey Houston. Journey Houston's going to come in at, Journey is 5'11". I'm pretty sure. I was going to say 5'10", but I remember I saw somewhere Journey Houston was 5'11". Fret not, worry not. We are going to, be breaking it all down. We're going to be doing individual drops on players. We're going to be doing video with 2 players at a time. If I feel they, kind of on the same level, we're just going to be talking about this. It's a super, super great time. And I seen somewhere, what is it, on 3? I seen somewhere that I was in the top 25 rank. So, I mean, that's nice. That's cool. That's great and all. I like it. But, I must say, we gotta be mindful of not, going off the deep end too soon. You know what I'm saying? Like you believe, but it's got to be seen. Too many times I've seen, I've seen just the belief in the team that everything's gonna be great because you are, on paper you look good. That's what I'm trying to say. On paper you look great, and I feel like no. First things first. you really gotta, go out there and prove it. So it's nice that they ranked this. And I'm thinking I was gonna do a separate video, which I still might, or YouTube short on it. But I'm believing that we got ranked because, and I don't know why we 16. That's very high. And last season we was never ranked at all. But I'm believing we got ranked because you look at the fact that, here's the thing, Addison Deal is coming in. Jan Jensen proved what she can do with a team that wasn't even supposed to, be as good as it was last season. Could we be better? Of course we could be better. But you look at Addison Deal, you look at last year's class, which is really promising, which should be able to cash in on a lot more of that promise this season. You look at the return of seniors like Hannah Stokey, Kylie Fearback proved her value last season. If you was watching from day one, you already know what's up with Kylie playing the passing lanes, being good at defense, and hitting her fair share of 3-point shots. So when I look at the Iowa program, we're in great hands, and I think it's also some vindication that we rank. Now it's up to us again to show and prove that we can. One second. Always having issues with this crazy garage opener, but it's up to us to show and prove that we can validate that ranking, that number 16 ranking. But I wouldn't be worried about what we being ranked at, because I think it's important for us to realize we're a young team. We got a handful of seniors, we got 3 seniors. We don't have any juniors. We basically sophomore and freshman heavy. So, it's important to just play to our strengths next season, which the transition game is going to be that much more amazing this season. Obviously, Lucy Olsen, kudos to her. Shout out to her. She was able to parlay her senior season into being a second-round draft pick in the WNBA. So congratulations, Lucy. Keep working hard over in Washington. But, I feel like this team, we just have to, we're gonna be a team where rebounding is gonna be key. We have the length. Competing is gonna be key, and then also, not Addison Deal, but Jenny Houston. I think she could end up playing a big role here in her freshman season, just like Addison Deal. Those 2 freshmen, I'm sure, are going to get a lot of playing time. We'll see. If Layla comes along fast, she could. But like I said in my previous video, Jan Jensen is definitely going to make you earn it. And I think just because Addison Deal is going to start, it shouldn't lead a false notion that she isn't going to earn it. She absolutely is going to earn it. But some players are, they're great. So it's like, why would I put them on the bench? Like, if you need what she's going to be giving you, the transition basketball, shot making ability, deluxe, and just going out there and playing hard. So, it's a fun time, as always. It's always a fun time to be an Iowa fan. And look, sometimes that was my seatbelt. Sometimes it's going to be rough because you're going to find yourself in situations where, most of the time we just want to watch basketball. That's all we want to do is watch basketball, And a lot of people told me it was a much more peaceful season for Iowa because they felt like they didn't have. When you hear it from all angles and you talk to many different people, whether it's on social media or in real life that you come across, people tell you it was more peaceful watching Iowa. They didn't feel like the hoopla, the circus was all surrounding them. As an Iowa fan, as a Caitlin fan, I can see it both ways. I can see somebody who just want to purely just sit back and watch basketball and enjoy everybody. And then I can see it from the perspective of somebody who just, they came for one player, that one player, they love them. That one player excites them, and they, that's why they hear, that's why they watch. That's what gives them the most joy. And at the end of the day, who are we to tell somebody how they should or should not get their joy, right? It's just basketball, but all the other stuff needs to be left out, and I just hope it just continues to be, a lot more laid back. And if we cheering around this piece and we happy and excited, we cheering for the on-court product. That's what we should be most excited for. And yeah, it was a lot more calmer around Iowa women's basketball, but it's going to pick back up because we have a team that I think is going to be really, really good this season. And hey, last season we competed, so I expect more competition and competing this season. And the defense ain't going nowhere. The defensive aspect ain't going nowhere. Ball movement ain't going nowhere. So look, go Hawks. Comment down below, subscribe. Those things are still free. You know, in a world where everything is going up, commenting it is still free. Subscribing is still free. So go ahead and do that. And tell a Hawks fan, let's swing this way and subscribe. Let's go Hawks. We out.